Good morning. Thank you for joining me in this morning mindfulness practice. A simple breathing exercise can help you relax. A very simple breathing exercise will allow you to open up, calm down, focus on releasing any tension that you might be carrying. It slows down your brain waves. It gets you out of your prefrontal cortex and into your limbic system, or into your creativity, your creative brain. All you have to do is take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, allow the exhale to be even longer. If you're in a place where you're alone, you're not driving, you've already turned off any distractions, you're sitting quietly, see if you can take a deep breath in for the count of 6. And out for the count of 7. You're getting calmer. You're letting yourself relax. You can feel the chair beneath you. Let's take a deep breath in for the count of 6 and then hold it for the count of 7. And when you're ready, release it for the count of 8. Don't force it, just allow it. Letting your central nervous system become calmer, releasing any tension that you might be holding somewhere in your body. Common places are in your jaw, in your shoulders, in your hands, in your belly, in your hips. As you breathe in and hold and breathe out with a longer exhale, allow yourself to become calmer and calmer. This allows your heart to open, your mind to clear. It drops you into your creative side, your creative state, and almost anything could happen. Does your life look the way you want it to look? What would you like to be? Do your actions match your words? How can you improve your own life, your own thinking, your own actions? Where do you need to be a little more disciplined? What area of your life needs a little more awareness, a little more attention? What would you really love? There's a practice that it can just allow any scenes in your life to float through your conscious awareness and then let them go, just like clouds in the sky. Anything wonderful that has happened, anything that you're joyful about, bring it to mind and allow it to peacefully float on by. Anything that has hurt you or caused you any embarrassment, allow that to float on by, just like the weather changing. Notice that you don't have to stay in any state of being. You can just allow things to pass through you. We all tell ourselves stories, and sometimes we get stuck on the stories that we don't want, stories that have hurt us, and that causes us to hold on to pain, hold on to resentments. And you might be feeling that in your body, a pain in your neck, a skin irritation, a headache, feeling like you need to run, a clenched fist or a clenched jaw. These are all things that you can tell you're holding on to something that you really don't need. There is scientific proof that when you write, you are allowing a connection between your conscious brain and your limbic brain, your frontal cortex and your limbic brain, which is a creative state. Your limbic brain thinks in images. Your frontal cortex thinks in words. Your limbic brain is responsible for physical sensations, and your frontal cortex, or your executive function part of your brain, is responsible for logic and reason. That executive function, that logic and reason, is most active when we're sorting, evaluating, judging, solving problems. It's concerned with productivity, efficiency, time management. It's concerned with answers rather than questions. It's skeptical of creativity and play. Your prefrontal cortex, the executive function, the part that makes you judge, thinks carefully through each action. It connects things in logical, linear order. It thrives on certainty. And it juggles many thoughts at once. The other side of your brain, part that thinks in images, the creative part, it doesn't keep track of time. You can get lost in visualizing, or when you love the work that you're doing or the play or whatever you're involved with, you just lose track of time because time doesn't matter. Your limbic brain is responsible for physical sensations. It has memorized responses. It makes connections between disconnected images. It thrives on guessing. And it follows one thought at a time. It's most active when we're dreaming or moving our bodies. It's really good at creativity, play, asking questions. What part of your brain do you use the most? I want you to pretend that you're writing a play, a novel, a script for your ideal life. And you want to get into your limbic brain, the creativity. Sometimes our current life makes it challenging to live in the space between questions and answers, but it is possible to invite that into our daily lives. Once you've tasted the freedom of silence, of space, being present, allowing yourself to get connected with your higher self, tapping into universal energy, letting go of any logic, reason, stress, tightness, and thinking about pretending, making up a story, getting into that sweet space of what would you love? You want to be happy. Everyone wants to be happy. What makes you feel happy? Bringing yourself into a space of creativity, pretending that your state of being is joyful, happy, loved, uncomplicated. Life is flowing. Let's get into a feeling of there is no time, there is no space. You have all the time that you want to just practice being calm, allowing the beauty of your life to unfold, allowing more meaning into your life. You've already experienced your deep desire. You're happy, you're healthy. You always have enough time. You always have enough money. I want you to take a blank piece of paper and not be scared by the blank piece of paper, but be drawn to it. Your life is an open slate. Everything that has happened to you has prepared you for this present moment, and the future is wide open. What is something that is most important to you? What small, beautiful things, little things, allow you to be content, comfortable, happy? Remember something that happened that caused you to feel overwhelmingly joyful, brought tears to your eyes. Write that down as a beautiful memory. What was the last time you felt really joyful? So often we end up with negative emotions that carve deep ruts in our brains, and they're memorized by our bodies and they're replayed over and over again. Positive emotions like joy and peace and love don't always have the same impact. You don't want to get to the end of your life and remember only the negative. What parts do you want to remember? Can you remember what you did last Thursday? What about a year ago? And you might be able to take a guess at where you were or who you were with or what general things you were doing. But do you really remember? I want you to write down something that you remember that brought you hope, peace, love, something that you are grateful for, something that you want to remember, because our words become our legacy. There is a power in putting words down on paper. It's a tiny part of us that we get to leave behind when we're gone. If the thought of someone reading your journals after you're gone terrifies you, just know that you could ask someone to destroy your journals so no one else would ever read them, but you might take the time to write something on a piece of paper that you're ashamed of, you're guilty for, you're worried about, something that it has hurt you, and then promise after you're done writing it out, you're going to destroy that. Write it in dissolving ink and watch it disappear, or you're going to shred it. Or my favorite thing is to take it to the kitchen sink and burn it with a candle. Watch the flame envelop the page, turn all the words to ashes, and simply magically release that pain from your mind, from your body, anything that has hurt you, that's uncomfortable, that any judgment. Write a letter to someone who hurt you and get all the ugliness out onto the page, and then instead of mailing the letter to that person, destroy it. And then write what you really want. Your words can be like a time capsule. You can write what you love, what you prefer, what you really want. And instead of saying, I want this, say, I am this. I attract this. Words are an excellent way to connect to the humanity inside of you and find the humanity in others. But the words must be yours. They must be an expressive gift that you write. Sometimes a blank page can be frustratingly dramatic and you want to give up. But when you realize that your words become your life, your words cast a spell. That's why it's called spelling. The words that you say, the words that you use, the words that you write become the life that you live. And you can shape your world. You can save your own life. Write about the feeling that you have when your life is ideal. The wish has been fulfilled. You are already driving the car you always dreamed of. You're already living in the home that you just fantasized about. You've already taken the trip of a lifetime, and you're documenting the beautiful sights and sounds, the people that you met, the experiences that you had. Put down the detail of how you appreciate the journey. You have the ability to create an image of what you would like your future to be. And by impressing that picture upon your subconscious mind, and you do that by letting yourself get emotionally involved with the image, that image will ultimately move into form with and through you. Your conscious mind thinks, it comes up with ideas, and the subconscious mind executes what's expressed upon it. It's expressed through the body. Your body is simply an instrument that follows the program that's in your subconscious mind. As you write about what you want and get into the feeling of it as if it's already done, ideas come to you. You get an impulse to do something, to take an action that might sound too simple, too easy, or too crazy, too complicated. write it down, and take action on it. That is your subconscious mind leading you down the path that will bring your beautiful image into your physical reality. It takes repetition and with emotion, not intellectualizing what you want, not sorting it with your prefrontal cortex or judging it or deciding if it's right or wrong, but just allowing it, getting emotionally involved, making it bold and beautiful. Maybe it scares you a little bit because it's so big, so beautiful, just what you wanted. I promise you, if you do this every day and get into the feeling as if it's already done, get into the state of being happy, knowing that the picture that you described is meant for you, and the universal energy will take care of it. You have to believe it. You have to practice it. You have to allow it. You create it and then take action. Then it shows up in your world, in physical reality. The physical reality is the last stage. First, you think about it, you write about it, you get emotionally involved. And as you act in alignment with that beautiful idea, everything falls into place and you are living that dream. Thank you for joining me in this morning mindfulness practice. Create a wonderful day. I'll see you back here tomorrow morning at 7. Thank you.